This game is frustrating, but there's things, but few things as frustrating as that helpless feeling you have when the horses just aren't good. I don't mean they aren't good enough. Something is amiss. Something is missing. Last 8 horses we've raced. Now, that skid was just broken somewhat. Right before Gorgeous Package raced. Finished second and raced good. Paced, 52 in 152, but raced well. Before that race, the 8 horses we put on the track before that, immediately preceding that over the last 24 hours, all raced terrible. All raced well below one expectations. And this isn't a case of your expectations being high. These are my expectations also. Well below expectations. And I would guess, being the guy sitting behind them, somewhere around 75 to 80% of what they can do. So I spoke to you in this morning's video about last night, how disappointed I was, and that the only takeaway from the entire evening, and it wasn't that they were terribly horrible, they just weren't good. And the takeaway was they all were equally poor. All of them seemed about 75, 80%. I mean, of what they could do, what I expect them to be able to do. Come out today. Today's a new day. Or is it? Went out and raced Millie Girl. Got away third in a favorable spot. My only concern was I heard Ronnie Wren and Ronnie Burke talking before the race, and the vibe I got was that Ronnie's filly was a pretty good filly. Not that ours is bad. She's a middle-of-the-road Stallion Series filly. An okay filly, a nice filly. Certainly not a filly that I think is inferior in any way. Got away third. I knew I was going to drag Ronnie up into the race. I had it in my head that if he allowed me to wait until the latter part of the mile, then I would move. If he wanted me to get her going early, then he could just go it himself. I moved her out. She felt okay when I moved her. About 5 steps after I moved her, she just fizzled out a little bit. She didn't advance any longer. Didn't finish up well. Scoped her after 3 to 5 for mucus. Not the way I wanted to start my day. Went out with Memento Mori. I thought even out of the 7 hole, the horse to beat was the rail horse, who wasn't going to get away from the gate well. Ronnie's filly's a nice filly, but she hasn't raced in a while. Clearly she was going through something. I thought we were in a good spot. 7 hole's not a terrible place to leave from with a horse that can leave okay. I kept coming. I get up there. It never dawned on me, even for a second, that I had stretched Maury 27-2. It felt like he was strong in the face. I got there right where I wanted to get there. I'm thinking 27-2, 56-4, 56-3, 125-4. It would take 54-4 to beat me. It did. Like a whole bunch of them beat me. And he was done halfway around the last turn. So I had told Tim after, and I'm angry. I'm trying not to be angry at Tim or his staff. It's not their fault. I just went through the same thing the night before. It is the most powerless feeling. There is nothing you can do. And the anger you feel doesn't matter. It can't be directed towards anybody. It's not the horse's fault. It's not the people's fault. It's not the trainer, the caretaker. It's no one's fault. Not even my fault this time. It's just brewing. It's just there. I told Tim, I said, listen, we got a lot of horses in the next 2 days. Do me a favor, just draw SAA tests on everyone. Everyone. A couple of 20s, a 30, some zeros. Spitfire overseas. 700. So ran some fluids into him, and we'll draw it again tomorrow. But there's a chance that Spitfire's not going to race tomorrow. Remember last week when he was all lathered up, didn't seem himself, and then he made a break. And when the horse makes a break, the race is over. We just don't really think about it after that. There's no need to draw blood on a horse that makes a break. There's no need to draw an SAA test. There's no reason to scope a horse that makes a break. He made a break. Might have been more to it than that. Listen, there's no lameness. No one's dying from anything that's going on. It's just some sort of virus that's going through the burn. And one of our partners, Chris, said, well, I was worried about Gorgeous Package because you know, she's obviously in Jason's barn. Well, here's the kicker. Jason's barn is Shed Row 3 for the most part. There's about 12 to 14 racehorses in Shed Row 3 that are trained by Jason, that are, well, all trained by Jason, but that are in Jason's direct view at all times. Lauren is in that shed row, Carrie is in that shed row, Jason is in that shed row. But we have 3 shed rows, but now that there's horses spread all over North America, it's a bit of an open space now. Some horses in shed row 2, some of the babies that raced last night, Emerald Tom is in that shed row, Supermind is over in Jason's shed row, Gorgeous Package is in shed row 1 with Cindy. Shed row 1, 2 shed rows away from where I suspect there may be some sort of a virus lingering. Now, I will say this, the only concerning level in the next 2 days, and we drew SAA tests on everyone that is in to go. The only concerning level that I could see, I believe, was, now there were some 20s and 30s, which they're not 0. They're still there, but they're not hundreds. The only concerning one was Spitfire Overseas. So the reality of the situation is there's a pretty good chance that Spitfire Overseas is not going to race tomorrow. Our best shot, 9 to 5 morning line, will not be able to race tomorrow, but we can't put sick horses on the track. For a number of reasons, least of which is how they make me feel after the race. Babies will bounce back. We have the blood work back on them tomorrow. If their white counts are high, which they are, then Dr. Latessa will have to formulate a plan moving forward for them. This is a very tricky situation. Babies getting over the virus in July and August is not like a racehorse. There's no half measures. You can't put them on antibiotics for 3 or 4 days and then train them as if they were never sick. It doesn't work that way. So you're going to have to go easy for the next 3, 4, 5 days. Light jogging, lots of fluids, make sure they get lots of electrolytes, make sure they're eating good, feeling good, and they will bounce back. But it's a little more delicate than just treat them and go. So, thank God for Gorgeous Package today. Saved the day for the most part. There's no indications that I can see, any concerns. I mean, they're not perfect. There were some zeros, which is perfect for tomorrow and for Saturday, but there was some there were 20 or 30 that was like the allergies or a little bit of sickness going around, but nothing serious, nothing that a lot of horses aren't going through. This isn't mucus or high temperatures or not eating. This is above and beyond that. These horses are all eating good, they're all feeling good, they all seem good. There's nothing out of the ordinary, but there is. So we need to square them away. The one thing I did note, and I did say to Tim, I thought that Maury had lost just a hair of weight. Actually, I didn't say it to Tim. I saw him after. I thought maybe he lost just a few pounds. And when he's not a big horse anyway, you notice that. Putting him on the front certainly was doing him no favors in hindsight now today, but I didn't drive him like he was sick. I drove him like he was going to win. But Maury's a tough little bugger. He'll bounce back. And that's where we're at with the horses. As of right now, all the horses racing in Pennsylvania have been tested. Now, it's not a perfect test, but it's a decent indicator. And the only horse concerning, as I said, may very well be scratched tomorrow is Spitfire Overseas. Now, we'll see how that plays out over the next 24 and 48 hours. As of right now, in the last 24 hours, I'm glad it's over. guess it's not like the horse is just racing bad if they have a good reason. It's just a horrible, horrible feeling when you're, as I said, powerless. Anyway, the only way through it is the obvious reason. Get the horses healthy, work them appropriately, and bring them to the track when they're at 100% again for the next race. As for Millie Girl, who did scope sick, who did have an SAA test of 800 plus, she's going to need a couple of weeks. And here's my take. I may just take her back to Ohio, quite frankly. I'm not very concerned about her being a Stallion Series filly. You have this giant sliding scale of horses, right? You have the sire stake horses that are dialed in, they're ready to rock right now. Those are your sire stake fillies. There might be 8 to 15 or 16 of them in the state of Pennsylvania. They are coming up aces, they can fly, they're really good, they're dialed in. Those are the cream of the crop right now. Then you have an even bigger slide, bigger scale of Stallion Series fillies. Some of them are fillies that are just hitting their best stride. Some of them have hit their best stride and are now looking for those favorable draws and favorable opponents, so to speak. And near the end of that scale are the fillies that are nice fillies. Listen, nothing I'm telling you should be shocking to anybody. Millie Girl is a nice filly. She's going to do us a lot of good over the next year or two. But she's not a stake filly at this point, not yet. And especially coming off a poor performance today with a high SAA test and a scope showing quite a bit of mucus. Obviously, that's that. What I may actually do is bring her back to Ohio, aim for maiden. I'd like to get a nice mark on her. As a 2-year-old filly, she deserves it because she's a good filly. And that could happen here also. But not until she's 100%. That would be bad for business. I think just to be safe. Now, Hanger 1 is also in Shed Row 1, not in Shed Row 3. Steady Volo shipped into Pennsylvania. I believe he also is in Shed Row 1, maybe 2. We'll draw SAA tests on those horses before they ship on Saturday. But as of right now, they're Indigo at Kentucky. Short fields, $10,000 purse. That was $15,000. No big deal. $10,000 purses. They both drew. One drew 5, one drew 7, I think. I don't mind drawing the outside with Hanger. I just want him to behave. We're going to put a pelling pacifier on him, not go with an open bridle. Not yet, anyway. I'm going to take that spring bit off him because he hates it. He's been controllable with it, but he hates it. We're going to go to a crescendo bit, and hopefully I can manage him with that on. And then Steady Volo, I think he's fine. So there you have it. That is a rundown, but nothing, I can't imagine anything I've said in the last 13 minutes and 19 seconds is shocking to you. You saw the same race as I did. The outcome is not surprising. And although it is disappointing, as I said, very frustrating, at least we know what it is and we know how we can get through it. And the first thing is to understand what antibiotic will help. Ensure that they don't come off their feet. If they do, shut them down immediately. Can't lose any weight this time of year. Absolutely imperative. So that's the plan moving forward for those horses. You're not going to see Millie Girl for probably 2 weeks. Memento Mori, again, we're in the middle of a schedule where there's just a lot of stuff he could have been in, and to say he's not going to be in any of it is annoying and frustrating, but we'll see how that plays out over the next week or so, and we will go from there. So there you have it. The day in a nutshell. I know we still got He's a Fearless Peter, but I'll bring you an update on him tomorrow morning. As of right now, we did have a good finish today. That was a gorgeous package. Everybody else over the last 2 days, for the most part, did not race well. So there you have it. I will talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your day. The weather's beautiful. Ollie's playing baseball tonight in Ontario, and then they're heading back to Ohio after the game. Jays are playing Detroit. If you're a Tigers fan, you have to pull up your socks. So, better days ahead. We'll talk to you all very soon. Take care.